Brittany. Welcome to my channel. Trying a new thing. I've been doing the vlog thing, vlogging my projects, and I was like, why am I filming outros and intros like I do for like DIYs? And so I'm gonna try this format. In case you can't tell by the title, I am going to be making a skirt. I haven't decided quite what era I'm gonna go for. I think I'm gonna go for like the fan skirt, I think is what it's called. So Edwardian, Victorian, around about that time. I'm actually not going to use one of those patterns. I have a pattern from a dress that I made. This is actually where you can get it. Patterns by Mood, Designer Fabrics online. You can get free patterns. You can also buy fabric and different stuff from them. This is the Toda dress. I can always put it in the description. I've made this, so I know that this, you can't tell I've used this, I spilled coffee on it. But I modified the length of it because I am under 5 feet tall, so I always have to modify skirts, especially, you know, like if they're longer especially. But I folded it where I know it sits on my waist, and figured if I have this pattern, why get one that says it's, you know, just for the Victorian one, or, you know what I mean, because I can just make this work. Here's the front that I'm doing the same to, where I just fold the top bodice part back. So yeah, I think the only thing I'm going to adjust is I think I'm going to take the front one, which is the stained one. I think I'm just going to fold it in a little bit, because I know that when I made this, the seam is right at the side, and I want the seam to be a little bit further like here. That's just kind of in the works. I do have this pocket pattern that I use to make my 18th century pockets that I will be using again. I also have, these are things that I just have already drafted that I just use. These are my waistbands. So this is to, obviously I have to put it on the fold. This is my waist measurements, plus seam allowance, plus about 1 inch for a button. This one is the thicker band, this one's a smaller one. I think I'm gonna go with the smaller one, but I haven't really decided yet. I'll decide once I look at the fabric. And this is the thing that in my last video, if you watched my how I made the Regency dresses for me and my sister, one problem I ran into that would have been fixed if I had known this is a placket. So I drafted up my own placket based off of research I did. I might make it a bit longer. I don't know. I haven't decided. So I have that. The fabric I'm going to use is this. I actually got it at a thrift store for about $1.50. There's so much of it that I wasn't able to measure it in store like I normally do. I highly recommend doing that if you're buying it for a specific pattern. If you're just like, oh, this is nice fabric that I could use for something, then you don't necessarily have to. If you are measuring it, just remember that a yard is about 36 inches. So here, I'll show you. If you can see it on camera, 36 inches. And that really does help. Here is some other fabric that I got for like $1 at the thrift store at the same time. Seems to be a lot of it. I haven't measured that either. I kind of had an idea for what, you know, to use this for this project. What's great is I'm not calling it quite a mock-up, but if it doesn't go quite as planned, it's okay because it's $1.50. I do plan on getting the final fabric from a fabric store after I, you know, test out my theory with this pattern. I know the pattern fits me, it's just a matter of making it, tweaking it. Here is a graph pattern that I actually found on the internet. I'll split screen it just to give you an idea of kind of what I was going for. After I found this, I'm like, hey, I have this pattern and this should work. I am hoping that there is enough of this fabric to make a skirt and possibly a Spencer jacket to go with it, because I feel like you need the matching set. Or possibly a vest, because I do actually have a Victorian vest pattern that I haven't done yet, and I do need to make a mock-up of. But my first priority is a skirt for right now. So yeah, that is the planning so far that I have. I like to do a lot of research, figure out what I want before I start doing anything, because I mean, obviously you have to plan. So I laid out the pattern and this is what I have so far. I measured, and as it is right now, it is only taking up 2 yards of fabric, and that leaves 2 yards for the jacket. I am still debating on whether or not I want to cut along the diagonal here. I might just cut down like that so it's one big panel, and then just so it's the back and the pleats. As you can see, I have the waistband, I have the waistband set, the pocket. I'm only going to do one because I only really use one, and I have the placket. The thing that worries me about just doing that is having enough volume in the back. But then again, there's that, I measured the width and it's 53 inches width, so that does give a lot of, I mean, I guess all of that would be pleat, all of this side and that, so that's a lot of pleats. Hey, you know what? I'm going to do it. I am going to cut it as it is and see if just 2 yards works for this type of skirt. And worst comes to worst, I can always just cut out another panel like this one and just do one big square of it. Sorry for the shaky camera work. Okay, so I have run into a problem already. I was starting the placket, and then I couldn't remember how to put it in. And so I was looking for the place that I found it. And here's another downside to searching 6 months in advance. I can't find it. So I've adjusted the pattern to this instead of this. I will just cut off this extra part and cut another piece, because that is the only placket one that I can find that will work. That makes sense to me right now. So that's great. So I just finished hand sewing the placket in and it looks really good. It's my first placket, so I'm pretty excited. It was actually easier than I expected. So next I'm going to put on the waistband, and I should be finished with that tonight, and so I can hang it up and then fix the hemline and do the hemming tomorrow, and the skirt will be done, hopefully. It's really uneven. I don't know if you can tell. So that's why you always hang it. So I think the skirt should be done soon. I just need to even out the hem, and I kind of skipped a few steps when I was putting on the waistband. I didn't finish the side seams before I did it, and I obviously need to hand sew this down to cover up these raw edges. This is what the placket looks like inside out. But honestly, I think this, if I had any doubts about the placket, which I didn't, I am officially sold on this placket type. I think I will never make another skirt without it because it's just amazing. I've always hated zippers, so this is a great alternative for it, even for my more modern clothes. So I have a lot of hand sewing ahead of me today. Okay, so I kind of forgot to film, as is my habit, but I have finished hemming, and I finished putting on the button and doing the buttonhole by hand because my buttonhole maker on my sewing machine I still haven't figured out yet. I just took a regular button and covered it with the fabric, and I think I chose too big of a button because it's kind of looking funky. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, the skirt is complete. So that is it. Honestly, after the Regency gowns, I was so happy that this project went so well. The pocket turned out good. I think the only downside is that my phone is so heavy that it still kind of brings it down. And also this fabric is a bit stretchy, and so I find that the weight of the pleats tend to kind of drag it down a little bit. I think I should make it maybe a little bit longer the next time I make one, just because, although then again, I've been walking around working at work, and this length is actually perfect for that, so maybe I'll keep it at that just because it's more practical. So that is it. Honestly, after the Regency gowns, I was so happy that this project went so well. The pocket turned out good. I think the only downside is that my phone is so heavy that it still kind of brings it down. And also this fabric is a bit stretchy, and so I find that the weight of the pleats tend to kind of drag it down a little bit. I think I should make it maybe a little bit longer the next time I make one, just because, although then again, I've been walking around working at work, and this length is actually perfect for that, so maybe I'll keep it at that just because it's more practical. That is it for today. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time when I complete this look. Bye.